Good day, students! Welcome back to my channel. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. For today's lesson, we have radical expressions. We raise a number to a second power, or we squared a number like 2 squared is equal to 4. 5 squared is equal to 25. 8 squared is equal to 64. And 10 squared is equal to 100. Remember that the exponent means the times you need to multiply the base to itself. For example, we have 2 squared, that means 2 times 2. 5 squared, that means 5 times 5. 8 squared, that means 8 times 8. And 10 squared means 10 times 10. Now, if we will find the number that was squared, the process is finding the square root of the number. If x squared is equal to a, then x is equal to positive square root of a, and x is equal to negative square root of a. Examples: what is the square root of 81? Since 9 squared is equal to 81, then the square root of 81 is equal to 9. And negative 9 squared is also equal to 81. Then the other root is negative 9, because negative 9 times negative 9 is equal to positive 81. Number 2, what is the square root of negative 4? A negative number has no real number square root, because there is no number when multiplied by itself will result to a negative number. Remember, every positive number has two real number square roots. The positive square root of a number is called the principal root. Negative numbers do not have real number square root. And the square root of a 0 is 0. If x squared is equal to a, we get the square root of a. Now, what is x is cubed, or raised to n power? We get the cube root of a in symbol. If x raised to 3 is equal to a, then x is equal to the cube root of a, or if x raised to n is equal to a, then x is equal to the nth root of a. Let's have examples. Cube root of 8 is equal to 2, because 2 raised to 3 is equal to 8. 2 raised to 3 means 2 times 2 times 2, and that is equal to 8. Cube root of negative 8 is equal to negative 2, because negative 2 cube is equal to negative 8. That means negative 2 times negative 2 equal to positive 4, and positive 4 multiplied to negative 2, and that is negative 8. Number 3, fourth root of 81 is 3, because 3 raised to 4 is equal to 81. 3 times 3 is equal to 9, times 3 is equal to 27, and times 3 is equal to 81. Number 4, fifth root of 32 is equal to 2, because 2 raised to 5 is equal to 32. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, and 16 times 2 is 32. Last, we have 7th root of negative 128 is equal to negative 2, because negative 2 raised to 7 is equal to negative 128. Negative 2 times negative 2 is equal to positive 4. Positive 4 times negative 2 is equal to negative 8. Negative 8 times 2, negative 2 is equal to positive 16. Positive 16 times 2, negative 2 will become negative 32. Negative 32 times negative 2 is equal to positive 64. Positive 64 times negative 2 will be negative 128. Remember this: the number of a root depends on the index of the root. The nth root of a number is unique if the index is odd. When a positive, then its root is a positive, and if a is negative, the root is also negative. We use the radical symbol like this to represent a square root. In nth root of a is called radicand. It is the number inside the radical sign, and n is the index of the root. It indicates the root being considered. The radical expressions consist of the index of the root, radical sign, and the radicand. Rational number is a number that can be expressed as a ratio of two integers. Perfect square numbers like 4, 16, 49, and 121 are rational, and perfect cube like 1, 8, 27, and 64 are rational. If the number is not a perfect square or a perfect cube, then it is irrational. Let's have examples. Number 1, square root of 64 is equal to 8. Since there is a square root of 64, which is 8, then it is called rational. Number 2, square root of 5. Since there is no square root of 5, then it's called irrational number. Number 3, cube root of 64 is equal to 4. Since there is a cube root of 64, then it is a rational. Number 4, cube root of 12. Since 12 has no cube root, so it's called irrational. Lastly, we have the 7th root of 25, and that is no 7th root, so it is called also irrational number. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. God bless.